Stoicism, a philosophical school founded in Athens in the early 3rd century BCE, has had a profound impact on human thought for over 2 millennia. Unlike many other philosophical traditions, Stoicism is a practical philosophy, aimed not just at intellectual contemplation, but at guiding people in how to live well, particularly in the face of life's challenges. At its core, Stoicism teaches us how to cultivate virtue, achieve peace of mind, and endure adversity with resilience and grace. One of the challenges many people face is how to deal with disrespect. Whether it comes in the form of criticism, slander, or outright hostility, disrespect can deeply affect our emotional well-being if we allow it. But as the Stoics would remind us, disrespect is merely an external event, something outside of our control. What is within our control, however, is how we respond to it. In this essay, we will explore 10 Stoic lessons for handling disrespect. These lessons, derived from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, and other Stoic thinkers, offer timeless wisdom that can help us maintain our composure, preserve our dignity, and cultivate inner peace, even in the face of the most challenging social situations. One of the most fundamental teachings in Stoicism is that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control how we respond to those actions. This principle, known as the dichotomy of control, is emphasized in the writings of Epictetus. In his famous work, The Enchiridion, he writes, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." When someone disrespects us, that action is outside of our control. We cannot change their behavior, and we cannot prevent them from thinking or speaking ill of us. However, what is fully within our control is how we choose to react. The Stoic approach is to focus on mastering our own emotions, thoughts, and actions. Rather than letting the disrespect of others disturb our peace of mind, we should strive to remain calm and detached. Imagine someone hurling insults at you in a meeting or during a social gathering. The natural human instinct is to feel hurt or angry, and perhaps to retaliate in kind. However, the Stoic response would be to pause, reflect, and remind yourself that their disrespect is a reflection of their character, not yours. As Epictetus teaches, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This fundamental Stoic lesson reminds us that while we cannot prevent others from being rude, inconsiderate, or disrespectful, we can always control our own reactions, transforming what could be a negative interaction into an opportunity to practice self-discipline and resilience. The power of this idea lies in its simplicity. In any situation where you are disrespected, take a moment to reflect. Can you control what has been said or done? If not, focus only on what you can control, your reaction. By doing so, you reclaim your power. You do not have to let others' actions dictate your emotions. Instead, you can choose to rise above the situation and remain calm, grounded, and in control of yourself. This is one of the most liberating aspects of Stoic thought. Another powerful Stoic lesson is that your worth is not determined by what others think of you. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes frequently about the importance of internal validation rather than seeking approval from others. One of his famous reflections is, "I am constantly amazed by how easily we love ourselves above all others, yet we put more stock in the opinions of others than in our own estimation of ourselves." When you are disrespected, the tendency is to internalize that disrespect, letting it shape how you feel about yourself. Someone's negative words or actions can feel like an assault on your personal value. But from the Stoic perspective, the opinions and actions of others are external to your true self. They don't and shouldn't affect your sense of inner worth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that external opinions are fleeting and often based on ignorance or incomplete information. If someone disrespects you, their opinion doesn't necessarily reflect reality, nor does it diminish your value as a person. The only judgment that truly matters is your own. especially when it comes to your sense of integrity and virtue. Instead of reacting to disrespect with hurt or anger, we should cultivate a firm understanding of our intrinsic worth, which is based on our character and actions, not the perceptions of others. By doing this, we can brush off insults or slights with a sense of calm, knowing that they have no bearing on our true self. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of empathy when dealing with others, including those who treat us poorly. Seneca, in his letters, advises that we should strive to understand the motivations behind others' actions rather than rushing to judgment. Often, disrespect comes from a place of insecurity, frustration, or ignorance. By practicing empathy, we can diffuse our own emotional reactions and view the situation with greater compassion. Consider this: when someone disrespects you, instead of immediately feeling offended, pause and ask yourself, why are they behaving this way? It could be that they are dealing with personal struggles that are making them irritable or unkind. Perhaps they have had a difficult day or are reacting out of fear or confusion. By adopting this broader perspective, you can shift from seeing the person as an adversary to someone who may need understanding or patience. Epictetus taught that we are all subject to misunderstandings and errors in judgment. Instead of seeing disrespect as a personal affront, view it as an opportunity to practice tolerance. This doesn't mean accepting or condoning disrespect, but rather choosing not to let it provoke a negative response in you. Through empathy, you maintain your own peace of mind and dignity. Stoicism teaches that the highest good is living in accordance with virtue. This means acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all situations. When faced with disrespect, a Stoic's primary concern is not the disrespect itself, but how to respond virtuously. Instead of being drawn into petty conflicts or retaliating in kind, the Stoic remains focused on their own character and principles. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When someone disrespects you, the easy reaction is to mirror their behavior, to return insult for insult, but this only pulls you down to their level. The Stoic, however, is committed to rising above such behavior by adhering to their principles. If someone is rude, you respond with kindness. If they are unfair, you act with fairness. In this way, you maintain your integrity and avoid being dragged into a cycle of negativity. This focus on virtue is liberating because it shifts the focus away from external events, which are beyond your control, and places it squarely on what you can control: your own actions and reactions. In any situation, including moments of disrespect, you can ask yourself, what is the virtuous thing to do here? By consistently choosing virtue, you maintain your inner peace and live according to the Stoic ideal of excellence in character. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is the idea that adversity can be a source of growth and self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly writes about the importance of seeing challenges, including disrespect, not as obstacles but as opportunities to practice and strengthen virtue. In Meditations, he states, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This perspective can transform how you view moments of disrespect. Instead of seeing them as negative or harmful, you can choose to see them as tests of your character. Each time you encounter disrespect and respond with patience, composure, and understanding, you are cultivating resilience and fortifying your inner strength. Consider the example of public figures or leaders who face constant criticism or slander. Many such individuals find ways to use these attacks as opportunities to show grace under pressure, thus enhancing their reputations. Similarly, when you face disrespect, you have the chance to practice virtues like patience, humility, and self-discipline. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity. In this way, Stoicism encourages us to welcome challenges. Instead of fearing or resenting disrespect, we can view it as a valuable opportunity to put Stoic principles into practice and become stronger, wiser, and more virtuous as a result. Emotions are powerful, but they are also fleeting. The Stoics understood that feelings of anger, hurt, or indignation that arise from disrespect are temporary, and that by practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can prevent these emotions from overwhelming us. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, reminds himself, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it." When someone disrespects us, the immediate emotional reaction might be anger or frustration. But Stoicism teaches us that emotions are transient. They come and go. The key is not to suppress them entirely, but to observe them without becoming attached to them. A Stoic recognizes the impermanence of emotions and understands that reacting impulsively based on a fleeting feeling can lead to greater harm than the original offense. By cultivating emotional detachment, we can observe our anger or hurt without letting it control us. This doesn't mean denying or ignoring our feelings, but rather seeing them for what they are, temporary states of mind that do not define us. By allowing these emotions to pass without acting on them, we can respond to disrespect in a thoughtful and measured way, rather than being driven by impulse. This lesson is particularly relevant in today's world, where quick reactions, especially online, can lead to unnecessary conflict. The Stoic practice of recognizing the impermanence of emotions can help us pause, reflect, and respond more thoughtfully to moments of disrespect, both in our personal lives and in the public sphere. Another important Stoic insight is that when someone disrespects you, it says more about them than it does about you. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasizes this point in his writings. In one passage from Meditations, he writes, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, 'The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil.'" This recognition is crucial when dealing with disrespect. Often people's rude or disrespectful behavior stems from their own issues, whether it's a lack of understanding, personal insecurities, or frustrations in their own lives. Instead of taking their behavior personally, a Stoic views it as a reflection of their character, not of their own worth. By internalizing this lesson, you can distance yourself from the negative emotions that might arise from being disrespected. You understand that the behavior is not about you, it's about the other person's internal state. This perspective allows you to remain calm and unbothered by their actions, maintaining your own peace of mind. One of the most common reasons we feel hurt by disrespect is because we crave validation from others. We want to be liked, respected, and appreciated. And when someone disrespects us, it can feel like a rejection of our worth. But the Stoics warn against seeking external validation, as it puts our happiness and self-worth in the hands of others. Epictetus, in Discourses, advises, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." When you stop seeking approval from others, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes with trying to please everyone. Instead, you can focus on living in accordance with your own values and principles. In the face of disrespect, this lesson is particularly empowering. Rather than trying to win over the person who disrespected you or seeking validation from others, you can remain grounded in your own sense of self-worth. The opinions of others become irrelevant, and your peace of mind remains intact. Stoicism encourages us to take a broader perspective on life's events, especially those that cause us distress. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the vastness of the universe and the brevity of human life to remind himself of the insignificance of many of the things that upset us. In Meditations, he writes, "Consider, for example, the times of Vespasian, and you will see all these things. People marrying, bringing up children, falling sick, dying, waging war, feasting, trading, farming, flattering, daring, suspecting, scheming, praying for the death of others, grumbling about their present lot, falling in love, hoarding, coveting a consulship, coveting a kingdom. Yet all of that life is now dead and gone." By remembering the bigger picture, we can put moments of disrespect into perspective. In the grand scheme of things, a rude comment or an unkind action is fleeting and insignificant. Life is short, and our time on earth is precious. Why waste it being upset by trivial offenses? This Stoic practice of zooming out and seeing the larger context of life can help us rise above the pettiness of everyday slights. When you are disrespected, remind yourself that this moment is just a tiny part of your life, and in the greater scheme of things, it holds little importance. By keeping this broader perspective, you can maintain your inner peace and focus on what truly matters: your character, your actions, and your pursuit of virtue. Holding on to resentment after being disrespected can be toxic. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity, preventing us from moving forward and enjoying life. Stoicism teaches the importance of letting go of resentment and freeing ourselves from the emotional burden it creates. As Epictetus wisely put it, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Resentment, anger, and grudges are heavy burdens to carry. When we hold on to these negative emotions, we allow the person who disrespected us to continue exerting control over our thoughts and feelings. The Stoic approach is to forgive, not necessarily because the other person deserves it, but because it frees us from the emotional baggage. By letting go of resentment, we reclaim our inner peace and move forward unencumbered by past wrongs. This doesn't mean we forget or condone the disrespect, but we refuse to let it dominate our thoughts and emotions. Instead, we choose to focus on the present moment and our own well-being. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom for handling disrespect with grace, resilience, and inner peace. By applying these 10 lessons, we can navigate moments of disrespect without being overwhelmed by anger, hurt, or frustration. Instead of reacting impulsively or seeking revenge, the Stoic approach emphasizes self-control, empathy, and a focus on our own virtue. In doing so, we rise above the negativity and maintain our inner tranquility, regardless of the actions or words of others. Disrespect is an inevitable part of life, but with the guidance of Stoic philosophy, we can transform these challenging moments into opportunities for growth, self-reflection, and the practice of virtue. By controlling our reactions, understanding the impermanence of emotions, and focusing on our inner character, we not only handle disrespect more effectively, but also strengthen our ability to face all of life's challenges with dignity and grace. If this video resonated with you, consider diving deeper into Stoic philosophy. It offers so much more wisdom on how to navigate life's difficulties and find meaning in adversity. And if you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on living a Stoic-inspired life. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay mindful, stay Stoic, and stay strong.